Hi there, welcome to my tutorial. The aim of this tutorial is to help students, robot programming students in this pandemic time to understand how to use the Roboguide software to learn robot programming. It's a difficult task to have to learn to program robots without actually working with the physical product. But fortunately, programming software like this, a simulation software like this, are available to us. Even though it's not exactly the same with programming the physical robot in the real sense of feeling and touching what you're programming, but this would take you a good extent to understanding FANUC robot programming. So first, to start with, this is your work cell selection interface. I'm assuming that you've loaded your software up to this point and you already have a work cell set up, right? So then if you do, we just select on your work cell, but it's going to take a while to load, sometimes depending on the speed of a computer. It's going to take a while to load up all the controller software and all the simulation software and everything, but we double click on it and you select the work cell if already set up. It will start loading all the software that you need, and by the time it's done, you will see your work cell loaded. So my work cell has finally loaded, and you can see my teach pen loaded on the screen as well. This is because of the previous save state though. It's because of the previous save state, but let's assume that it loaded without a teach pen and loaded. What would you do? I'll get to that. Now on your interface, you can see the file menu, the files. The program files we already have will be in this browser here under the program node. You see on this menu bar your file menu where you can open new cells or restore a save point or open an old cell. Okay, you also, another important menu is the teach pendant menu where you can click to load the teach pendant. And then another important menu here. They are all important, but I'm just looking at what you will use more often than the rest as you start to learn robot programming with Roboguide. Here in the project menu, you can create your TP files, your LS files, in form of TP listings by writing your TP programs directly here, but they will not load directly. You would save the programs and then load the programs the proper way to the teach pendant. Okay. That being said, let me introduce you again to the teach pendant interface. Now we'll load the teach pendant. On loading the teach pendant, you will usually, sometimes you will find an error like this. In a real life scenario, an error will show first like this. What you are expected to do is to press on the deadman switch or the enabler button, as some might call it, or some other will call it the deadman switch. You press it to the middle position, the intermediate position. You know, it has three positions. The first position is the idle position, which we usually give it the default like this. Then the intermediate position, position 2 is the enable position, and the last position is the emergency position. That's assuming that your teach pendant is already turned on and not off, and assuming that on the robot controller you have your robot set to teach mode and not the auto mode. Okay, so now what do you do with this error? In this case, you reset the error, it clears out. But in the case that you loaded your Roboguide and you reset this error and it doesn't clear out, don't panic. Don't panic. It's nothing new. It happens. You go to the jogging. You go to the jogging bar here and you click the joint, the show high joint jog tools, so you can just jog your robot out of, maybe it's within, watch what happens here now. Maybe it's within a conflicted position, it's driven right through your table, so you just jog it out of your table. You're lucky this is a simulation environment. In real life, you've just crashed the table. You could damage your tool, you could damage the table, something is definitely going to be damaged. Okay, so just don't panic, jog it out, and then you come reset your error. your error resets. Fine. And that is that. Now on your teach pendant, just like you would have in the real life also, you would find that your jogging group buttons are here. That's your joint movement buttons, your minus and plus x axis, that's the J1 joint, your J2 joint, minus y and plus y, and then the main axis and then you have what I call the secondary axis, which is the axis of the forearm of your robot. Yeah, those the J4 to J6 joints. All right, that being that, so you have your shift buttons here, which you can activate them by pressing the shift key on your PC, or you just click on them and they're permanently shifted. But if you press, this is like a permanent, like a press and hold scenario using your real teach pendant. You press on it again, it releases. But if you press down your shift key on your PC, then it holds it down. If you release it, it releases. So that's like mimicking the real life scenario. You have your forward button, which we will use. We'll demonstrate how to use it to run the programs you've written in subsequent videos. And then you have your backward button. This is quite important when you're debugging, especially. Then you have your step mode. You can put your teach pendant in step mode, like in the real scenario also. Put it in step mode so you can jump through step by step of your program to find out, to clean up the program, or to find out where an error is, or to refine your program, whichever be the case. Oh yeah, you have your function buttons. Mostly I use this to abort programs when you have programs running and I want to run the second program and the first program is conflicting. I just abort all, and I abort all and I clear it. Okay, you have your data program, your data button, which you can use to access the various types of data, your register data, your position registers, your regular registers, your vision register. Okay, so you can access them from your data and pressing type. You have your menu, the very important menu button. You will use this mostly when you're learning to set up your TCP or your tool center point, or to set up your user frame. This come very handy amongst all the other very important uses you can have your TCP. So these are important steps and important buttons you would need when you are setting up or when you're using your Roboguide for programming. Feel free to ask questions in the comment section. I would answer them, even as I'm not able to cover everything here in this video. But I believe that as you watch this video, you will find what you don't understand, or a key that you don't understand, and then you ask the questions in the comment section. I will answer them accordingly. Thank you very much for your time. Have fun using Roboguide. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.